my Virgo collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign. Welcome to your 7-card draw. What do I need shadow read for this full moon in December to new moon in January 2022? Happy New Year. I am your reader, Angelo, Lyons, Mal for short, professional witch. Professional intuitive, president of DrawingTheCircle Productions since 1998, author of Words of Grace from a Professional Witch, available on Kindle, link in the description box, creator on Patreon, having a lot of fun over there for sure, link in the description box as well, the Archangel of Lyons, Angelo Lyons, but you can call me Mal. Hi. Hey, my Virgos, Virgo power. Let's get up in this gig. If you're new to the channel, a 7-card draw is just one card from 7 different decks, getting you clues, tips, and hints about a specific astrological timeline. In this case, a waning moon. From full to new is a waning moon. So the shadow work, the letting go, the releasing, the reducing, you get the idea. So let's look at that timeline. The full moon in Gemini, Saturday, December 18th, 11:36 p.m. Eastern Time. I'm in New York. To the new moon in Capricorn, Sunday, January 2nd, 11:33 p.m. It is a general read. Please take what works, leave what doesn't. Check your other signs to get other pieces of the puzzle of what we're about to look at, or maybe a whole other situation, because we all have more than one thing going on, particularly Virgos. We tend to be busy in different areas of our lives. So both feet on the floor. If you can, focus on your breath if you will. And I will do the best that I can to get to the clarity, guidance, and grace that I can. For my fellow Virgos, because we're all in this together, please take a nice deep breath. So much exposition just to get to that inhale. One more. Yeah. Here we go. As I call upon our collective pantheons of angels, archangels, goddesses, gods, ascended masters of the General Assembly, the higher selves of all involved, 5th dimension and above, and 8th chakra and above, as well as the spirit animals and totems for the Virgo collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs watching this video, receiving this reading. We're going to start these first 3 decks with chakras. So what's the 8th chakra dynamic? The archetype from the Caroline Myss archetype deck, hovering over their head, change the electromagnetic dynamics of everything else in, around, and through them, what they attract, what they repel, and an indication of the shadow work that they need to do. Look at this new to full. Ooh, the Samaritan archetype. Ooh, we went scriptural. Oh boy. Oh boy. It's a divine family archetype. 9 families. Divine family is one of them. It's your spiritual power. This is a pretty big deal. And this is so Virgo for the holidays, now that I come to think about it. Now the shadow. The shadow's what you don't want to look at, right? It's the toxic stuff. It's the lead to gold. Lead has 3 more atoms than gold, so you want to go in that direction, the healing direction here. The shadow attribute, exacting appreciation and recognition for the help you offer. You know, and that's a gift with a hook in it, right? Exacting, right? It's nice to be appreciated for what you do, but Virgos, we can suck it up usually pretty good. But then we have to make sure we're giving ourselves that service too, right? For the recognition, for the help you offer. The light attribute, though, refines your capacity to help those you would prefer to ignore. Now, just think, who are the people that you would prefer to ignore? I mean, yes, we can see that in so many different ways sociologically across the spectrum. And you could say that that is a social thing, that is a tribal thing. But are there particular people that you would prefer to ignore at the holidays? Just all I'm saying. All right, let's go. Next 4 chakras down. The crown, the third eye, the throat, the heart, the internal world, the feminine energy, the yin-ternal energy, the psychological world, the personal level of power, Daughters of the Moon Tarot, feminist goddess deck, pretty good match. Please take a nice deep breath. Yeah. As I call upon my goddesses of earth. The sign of Virgo, and powers of the North, please, what's going on? Heart, throat, third eye, crown for the Virgo collective. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs watching this video, receiving this reading. Samaritan on the inner. Shadow work usually starts, or at least consciously is chosen. Heart, throat, third eye, crown. What's going on for the Virgos this new to full? Yeah, this is a one-on-one relationship. This is the Libra card. The Mother of Blades, which is the the King of Swords in traditional tarot. So it literally has the word Libra written on it. Skadi, the North Wind, she's an ice giant, Norse mythos there. So this is all about 7th house. A one-on-one relationship, like a scale, right? Like Libra. Perhaps, well, including your relationship to your shadow self, because 7th house dynamic, partnerships, marriages, and that means more than, just holy matrimony or whatever you want to call it. I mean, business marriages too, business partnerships, but the shadow self as well. So, we all have parts of ourselves that we would rather ignore. And what do we tend to do is to project that outwards. So there might be a little touch of, this is a shadow read. This is a shadow read. So that usually doesn't come up with this card, but I think with the Samaritan there, particularly that word ignore, and it is the ignoring part of it that strengthens the shadow, right? You don't bring light to your shadow, you bring your shadows into light. Ooh, Course in Miracles. Yeah, I didn't come up with that today. Let's get the lower 3 chakras. Now, this is where your relationships are in your energy field and in your physiology, right? Carolyn Mace, Anatomy of the Spirit. Your biology is your biography, right? So, considering ancestral patterns and all of that. So, root chakra groups, tribes, families, circles of friends, even political affiliation, national, whatever, just all of that. Your Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, those are tribes too. I didn't even realize that. 2nd chakra, one-on-one relationships, and think umbilical cord, so navel to navel, kind of getting that that's probably what this is. But really important, the solar plexus. Your relationship to yourself, your boundaries, your self-esteem, your gut, right? The intuition that you're getting that no one else is, right? So let's have a look-see-dooksy. This can be from the inside looking out at a situation. This could be from the outside looking in at you. Can be both of those things. So, general read. Let's see what hits the table. Please take a nice deep breath. Out. One more. Here we go. I call upon my gods of Earth, the sign of Virgo, powers of the North, please, my beloveds. What's going on here in the yang, in the masculine, the external world, the expression? Considering we're dealing with a Samaritan archetype that is a very, very powerful theme archetypally in this world right now, particularly for Virgos who serve, I would think in particular, who they help, who they don't, with that internal balance, that Libra, that cardinal air, kind of throat chakra in the sense that it feels like it's trying to balance the head and the heart there. So what's going on the outside looking in, inside looking out, this full to new? The Lovers. The Lovers. Now look, the Lovers doesn't always mean a romantic thing. But it's next to the Libra cards. You got Libra on the inner. But still, from the outside looking in, it's a life-changing decision. There's a difference between a choice and a decision. Think wattage, right? Like, static shock. That's a choice. Life-changing decision, right? The difference between really the Two of Wands and the Tower. The Lover's card is certainly something that is life-changing, or at least a decision that you're trying to balance within yourself. Here we go, right? A wise, loving, empowered decision, right? Third eye, heart, balanced with the third chakra, which is kind of what I kind of said before. Didn't I say that? Whatever. Just stay in the moment, Mark. Let's get you a healing mantra for this. totally right on the money there. Here we go. Breathe. There's a lot of energy here. Please, as I call upon the Ascended Masters, well, soul contracts. I have to say soul contracts, because this obviously involves at least one other person. I guess it could be tribal. But please, what is the perfect healing mantra for the Virgo collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign watching this video, receiving this reading with the Samaritan, the 8th, Libra on the inner, Lovers on the outer? What's the mantra to help them with this healing work, this full to new? Acknowledging apprehension. When it's a yes, nothing can stop me. If I'm unsure, it's always a no. Yeah, I know this one. Oh, this is really about being in the present moment. And I like to add to the end of that one, for now. If it's a yes, nothing can stop me. If I'm unsure, it's always a no, at least for now. Let me take a nap and see how I feel afterwards, right? Give me a cup of coffee, right? You ask me something first thing in the morning I don't want to do. It's definitely a no, whether it feels right or not. Well, that's not true. So I'm going to read this from the Bookie Book. This is a good one. I mean, really, talk about checking in with yourself, right? About what might be a big decision going on here. Opened right to it. Spooky. When it's a yes, nothing can stop me. When I'm unsure, it's always a no. For now. Editorial comment. When apprehension is acknowledged, you become aware of a constant back and forth between polarities. As this back and forth movement occurs, it can feel nearly impossible to make decisive, empowering choices. Damn, I'm good at what I do. Well, they just put the cards in my hand. As you acknowledge any apprehension, recognize that it is either your heart trying to warn you of an old choice or pattern you're about to repeat, or it's a sense of unworthiness that makes you unsure how to step onto the biggest stage you can dream of commanding. Now, that's a big difference, but they both might feel the same, apprehension. So it's not saying get over your apprehension, it's saying acknowledge it. Right? Going, I'm feeling a little apprehensive about it. I don't know. Is it that I'm about to repeat a pattern that I'd rather not? Or is it that I'm like the Fool card, like right on the edge of that cliff? The power of discernment bubbles closer to the surface the more often our apprehensions are acknowledged, and it is needed to determine which of these options is true. So this is all about you being inside of yourself. But what's the ignore part? That's what I'm interested, because the Samaritan is no joke. No archetype is a joke. But certainly, I mean, it's ancient. It just is. This mantra is ideal for resolving indecisiveness, balancing impulsive behaviors, and trusting your instincts. Life-changing decision. Life-changing decision. All right, let's keep going. And I don't think there's anything wrong with acknowledging apprehension with Libra on the inner with the Lovers. As the Samaritan, perhaps you would rather ignore this. Higher selves of all involved. This should be fun. Please take a nice deep breath. As I call upon the higher selves of all involved, 5th dimension and above, 8th chakra and above, what is the whisper of love for the Virgo collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus? I'm watching this video, receiving this reading. Samaritan in the 8th, Libra, Scotty, the ice giant on the inner, the Lovers on the outer, acknowledging apprehension, because if it's a yes, nothing's going to stop them. But if they're unsure, it's always a no, and at least for now, they can allow that discernment to bubble to the surface there to help them make this decision. But what is your piece of information, inspiration, insight for the Virgos in this situation, new to full? The only thing that is real is love. Great, I know. The only thing that is real is love. Shift your focus from the problem back to love. Now, ordinarily, I mean, it's a little generic, except, Libra certainly speaks of romantic stuff, but not only romantic stuff. It's one-on-one relationships. This could be with a friend, with a parent, with a sibling, with a whoever, right? That perhaps you would rather ignore, but there is this decision on the table in front of you, particularly if it's at the dinner table around the holidays, so you can see it's going to play itself out in so many different ways. So if you're feeling that apprehension, and I get it, I mean, I'm an empath, I can feel other people's apprehension in the room before I could feel it on the drive over. So, you know, to acknowledge that, and if it does come down to saying, no, something inside of me is saying, I can't do this, I don't want to do it, well, then the only thing that's real is love. Shift the focus back to love means at this point, look at your shadow, look at what feels that way. It's okay. Maybe that's the child inside of you that's not ready for it right in that moment. Give yourself the time, because if it's a no, it's a no. All right. Let's keep going. At least it wasn't the fucking true love card. I would have fallen on the floor, honestly, and I haven't vacuumed today. So let's get the spirit animals and totems here, which I think would be very, very helpful. I love this deck, the Divine Animals Oracle. Stacy DeMarco, cool name. Because with the shadow work, it's nice to have a spirit animal and or totem helping you along. Please take a nice deep breath. As I call upon the spirit animals and totems for the Virgo collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign watching this video, receiving this reading, who walks with us, who flies with us, who swims with us, who crawls with us, who guides us through this shadow work, this full to new, Samaritan in the 8th, Libra on the inner, Lover on the outer, acknowledging apprehension. The only thing that's real is love, which is a Samaritan thing. Absolutely. What's the oracle here? This full to new. The goat. Get it? Your goat? Stupid. Sorry. That's how I was raised. I learned it from you. Card number 19, goat. Reliability. Well, that's a Virgo word. Oh, we do try. Oh, I will show. I am 15 minutes fucking early for everything. It's like I show up on time. That's why I call myself the professional witch. It's like if I say I'm going to be there on time, I'm either early or let you know why I am late way ahead of time. Responsibility, the goat. I'm going to read this from the bookie book. It's a big ass goat. By the way, okay, do you see the house under the goat? Like, well, somebody got, no, Mark, don't. Card number 19. I love my work. I really, really do. I really, really do. Really, be a corporate president for 23 years, it gets better. Card number 19, the goat. Reliability. Is your word reliable? Fucking bedrock on this side of the camera. Is your word reliable? Can you be counted upon? Make your way successfully, step by step, steady as she goes. Nourish yourself. We should climb mountains, not carry mountains. Did you all just have an existential moment? I think I did. I just think I had an existential revelation. Well, at least we're not Capricorns, unless you are. Big mountain goats. Let me read the magic on this one. Oh, is this one long? No, it's not that long. Please take a nice deep breath. This should be interesting. The magic. Goat magic. Goat magic, and specifically the magic of Thor's mountain goats. Oh, we brought a Hemsworth into the situation. Is one of reliability and sure-footedness. Rock. Rock. Goats are remarkably athletic and agile on mountainsides and difficult terrain. They are robust creatures, able to withstand the cold or rough environments, and are available to all people, rich or poor. I suppose that's true. Call upon goat energy when you need stability and balance. Oh, with the Virgo, with the Libra, in a precarious situation, or when you need nourishment after a period of scarcity. I get it. Look, this feels like, for a lot, it's not, probably not everybody, but it feels like holiday gatherings, which is this December 18th to fucking January 2nd, right? Let's call it what it is. That's the holiday chunk. That's where, well, there are others already on way. This period of time at the end of the year, you know, there are like hundreds of cultural and religious things, like every day it feels like, and great, blessed be. But the gatherings and the people that you're dealing with, that you would just rather like, oh, Vafunkel, I don't want to. But to be able to actually go, like to acknowledge the apprehension here and get that the only thing that's real is love, and to love your way through this. So maybe you don't say yes to everything, but if there's stuff, then you call upon this goat magic, right? Reliability, right? Balanced. Able to endure. That's beautiful. It's very earth sign too. Come on. I mean, it's Capricorn, earth sign, but it's very earth sign. Last card down. The Blessed Bee card, the hidden blessing in all of this, the mystical Celtic blessing cards to enrich and empower by Lucy Cavendish. Coolest name ever, considering what she does. These cards are gorgeous. The blessings are gorgeous. This is essentially a book of prayer with a deck connected to it, and it's gorgeous. Like I said, hidden blessing. You usually see this after it's over, right? You look back and see this stuff, but that's what it's, why I have this deck, to kind of give you a little hint on what's going on here for you that you may not see. Please take a nice deep breath. This feels good though. I feel like you're going to keep yourself in balance here, just really acknowledging apprehension. So as we started with the collective pantheons of the divine, once again I call upon, last card down, the pantheons of the divine. What is the hidden blessing here for the Virgo collective? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. I'm watching this video, receiving this reading, alchemizing the Samaritan, refining their capacity to help those they would prefer to ignore, and maybe doing it anyway, just going and doing it. But with that Libra on the inside, finding that balance, it does feel like this is a partnership, marriage kind of thing, one-on-one relationship, but their shadow is obviously involved. It is a shadow read. With the Lovers on the outer, right? Not necessarily romantic, but absolutely could be here with a decision. Like one kiss seems like a choice, but sometimes it's a decision. And with acknowledging apprehension that if it's a yes, well, we're Virgos, nothing's going to stop us. But if we're unsure, will we always say no? Even just for now, because the only thing that's real is love here. We need to shift our focus from the problem back to love. What would love do? Love would say, don't do this. If it's not feeling good for you, try again later. With the steadfastness, the reliability. I just kind of love that image the more I look at it, of the goat, right? That balance, that agility to just get their way through what might be harsh terrain in situations they would perhaps prefer to ignore, but keeping their balance through it. What's the hidden blessing for the Virgs this full to new? You saw how much I shuffled that. Leo just got this one, a blessing to find your way. This is powerful. I can't believe that came up twice. That's why I do the prayer so long until the card feels right. I know I shuffle a long time. What can I tell you? Occupational hazard. Card number 24 here. Gorgeous. Again, just did this. And she's like, I'm naked in the woods staring at a plant to find my way. Which, you know, you do you. But she's in full makeup, which I think is a bold move. At least she's got eyeliner on. Card number 24, a blessing to find your way. I got my torch of Archangel Ariel here. Let's do this for realsies, though, because we are talking about a Samaritan archetype. Please take a nice deep breath. My pantheons do this through me. Card number 24, a blessing to find your way. A blessing for when we find ourselves utterly lost and unsure of which way to go. Whichever direction we turn in seems as dense and dark as the other. There is no one to show us the way. There is no light with which to see the path. There is no map for where you find yourself. When we find ourselves in that space where we are utterly bereft of where to turn, of what to do, of whom to trust, let this blessing help you find your way once again, which would be good if you acknowledge apprehension. Editorial. You once knew where you were headed. You once knew who you were. You once could trust in that inner compass that would help you turn and walk to the true north of your life. But now you are lost. You are without direction and seem only to entangle yourself more with every turn and twist you seek to escape. This blessing will help you still your movement and rekindle the quiet knowing within you once again. May you surrender to this moment and let yourself be still and quiet a while. May you seek not to move, but to observe and to feel and to come back into connection with yourself. May you feel the reweaving of yourself with yourself. And as you do this, may you be blessed with the sight to pierce the darkness and see what lies ahead. When that moment comes, may you begin to feel your compass stir and turn and point to a path. May you begin to rediscover who you are, and in that rediscovery come a knowing of what the person you are must do next. May a sense of relaxed and graceful certainty begin to deliver you from this period of vulnerability. And let the gifts of understanding and compassion of the inner knowledge which can unite us all be with you always. For you have been lost. And in the acceptance of that, and in the strange, comforting rest of that, may you now give yourself the space and time to allow your core to speak to you again, acknowledging apprehension. For its voice was dulled by the noise of the world and the apparent certainty of knowing who we are. When we lose that, we can finally have the moment in which we can see the soul clearly, without bias and cliche. We find ourselves through the losing of who we thought we were and where we thought we ought to go. May this process of loss and re-enrichment bring you the blessings of your own self for the well-being of all, and with harm to none, as we will it. So let it be done. So motivating. So it is. Tricky read, but a good one. Does make sense. The Samaritan, gotta help those that you prefer to ignore. It's gonna highlight that, and inside you're gonna have to find that balance in terms of these relationships and perhaps the life-changing decisions. One kiss can change a life, change a whole timeline, right? Oh my God. So acknowledge apprehension. If it's a yes, Nothing can stop me if I'm unsure. It's always a no, at least for now. I live by this because really the only thing that is real is love. It's all part of your learning. It's all part of your spiritual evolution. So keep an eye on that which you would prefer to ignore while acknowledging apprehension, because you've got the reliability of the goat walking with you on this to be sure-footed and balanced, enduring it all in what you would perhaps choose to ignore. And don't worry, you will find your way. There is a blessing that you will find your way through this, even if it's not as dire as that was written in the bookie book. You will find your way because the way is already there, but it is a hero's journey. It is a healing journey, particularly for a Samaritan. So very interesting. So did you like it? Like it. Want more? Subscribe. Want to play with me on Patreon? You want to play Treon? Link in the description box. My humans, my heroes, my immortals, my gods and goddesses are just getting the best that I got every day as a Virgo, and every day. So go check it out. Link in the description box. Want to book me for a reading? Go right ahead. Link in the description box. Wishing you all the very best and the very, very blessed, my beloved virgins. You're virgins and you can drive. Hail, Virgo power. Farewell and blessed be.